So our app is working good. But what happens if we have the button and the label are two separate things? So I've got the Go button. What happens if I create a function called Go label? And the actual label, let me put in the return statement. So what happens if this, the label, let's take that out of the Go button and put it into the Go label. So the Go button is just by itself. Get rid of those break tags. All right, so we've got those things separated out. Well, now we've got an issue because and the issue is of scope, right? Remember that braces define scope. And so this Go level was declared inside the Go button. And so it lives and dies between those two braces. And so when I get over here to this functional component, the Go label, it can't see that, right? Well, easy solution, right? Let's just get this out and pop it into the open class level. It's supposed to get an error. I'm really confused right now. Okay, I'm going to stop this from running. Let's see, and I'm going to try running again. npm run dev. I already have that open. Okay, we're not getting anything on the screen. So Go button is getting an error. Let's try an F12 over here. I'm getting an error. Okay, now we are getting an error. Okay, I was really confused and slight heart attack for a minute. We can't have these hooks have to belong to a component. They don't just exist out in nowhere, right? They have to belong to something. And so I might be breaking the rules of hooks. We're not supposed to be able to do this. And so what do? If I can't just declare it at the class level, well, this is where we learn about floating things from parents to children. So let me drop the Go label here on my app as well. And again, I save, nothing comes up over here because we're not, well, that was my running window, right? Let me try this one more time. Yeah, we're still blank. So nothing's coming up over here because of this error. But again, if I move it inside the Go button, then I get a different error because then it can't see the Go level. So we get into this discussion about parents and children. So in this setup, app is the parent because it has both of these functional components, children, inside of it. All right, so this is the parent, these are the children. These are siblings with each other because they both exist at the same level inside the app component. And so one of the things we learn about in React is that we can float, we call it. So I can grab this function, and if I make this state for the level of Go level, if I declare that at the parent level, then anything that I declare at the parent level can float down to, I don't know why we say float down to, but that's the way we say it, float down to the children. So app is the parent, Go button, Go label are the children. I declare this state at the app level instead, and then both Go button and Go label can see it. And so now if I save this, and I should have something showing up. Oh, I forgot an important part. I got ahead of myself here. I was so excited to get this to run and see it happen on the screen. So now, neither of these things, so Go button can't see what update Go means, and Go label can't see what Go level means. So what do I do about that? we have to receive that information from the parent as we float it down into our functions. And the way that we do that is by utilizing these parentheses, right? That's what it's for, to pass information in and out. And so what I need to do is, let's see. We are going to pass in our tag, so in this GoLabel tag, we are going to pass, and I'll just create a variable, whatever I want to call it. This is the num to display. So the num to display is going to be equal to that Go level. So I'm going to say num to display is equal to Go level, and that will pass to our GoLabel this variable. So then on the GoLabel side, in these parentheses, I need to set up to receive that information. And I do that by just typing in props. So props is a generic name that we use all the time, that we receive information into the props variable. Now it's not liking props here for a minute, and it's just because it says implicitly has any type. We can declare and say, look, this could be anything, and then it'll like it a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm receiving into the GoLabel the props that are being passed in, and I want to use those to display the number. Well, if I want to do that, how do I access it? So we go into the props that were passed in, and we go to the specific element, so dot, so props, dot, and then what? What's the name of the thing in there? Isn't it called num to display? Isn't that what's being passed in? So I can say num to display. All right, so this sends the information down, floats the information down, and it goes to this props variable where it's received. And you'll notice it's props plural. We could have many different things being passed in here, but we receive those props, and we use num to display. Now this is done so much that, again, good programming practice typically is to give this a name that's something useful. I want to receive in num to display, which I could do specifically, but because we do this so much, a lot of times we just use this generically and say props any, and then go into the props and grab the num to display. Well, what about the Go button function that this update Go? How do we get that to the Go button? And this is the type of thing that maybe pause the video for a second and see if you can do it. All right. What we want to do is take and pass into the Go button. We want to send it, and we have to think of a name here, but we want to send it, whatever, the Go button function is equal to update Go. So we're going to send that function in, and then on the other side, we're going to say props any again. And then here in the on click, instead of doing, well, we got one more step I just realized. But instead of doing this specifically, I'm going to cut this out. On the on click, what I'm going to do is go into the props, and I'm going to call the Go button function. Well, what is the Go button function? It doesn't know what to do, actually. And so in one of the other things we'll do here in the app level is we'll create a const called, what did I just call it? So this is where it starts to get confusing because I have so many different names for different like Go this or that. So we're going to call this one increment Go. And it will be equal to, again, the little arrow function, an anonymous function that's going to use the update Go to take whatever was in the Go level and multiply it by 2. All right, so that's our little increment Go function. And then what goes here is actually we're going to pass in the increment Go function so it knows what to do. All right, so this is taking and updating that level. I'm going to run out of time here. So we're going to leave you on a cliffhanger here and watch this work in the next video. Spencer, out.